back to the 33rd episode of season 4, which happens to be the final episode now that Super Bowl 58 is over of the Football Corner podcast. I'm your host, Jeremiah Queen. And if this is your first time viewing me on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you can stay up to date when new videos drop on the channel. Also, if you listen on a podcast app like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or even Spotify, go subscribe to the podcast. Let's start with Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is the greatest quarterback we've ever seen. Now, hear me out. You're going to say Brady. You're going to say Peyton Manning. You're going to say Rodgers. You're going to say Montana, Young, etc. You can even go back to Terry Bradshaw in the 70s. The one thing none of these quarterbacks have done in their first 6 seasons as a starter is win an MVP, win a Super Bowl, and win a Super Bowl MVP in the first 6 years. They haven't done all 3 of them. Now, Brady has had Super Bowl championships. Peyton Manning has had MVPs. But none of them have all done those 3 things in the first 6 years of them being a starter. This is why Mahomes' greatness. If you watch the Super Bowl, Mahomes gets better as the game goes on. I never see anybody, I said the last episode, I never see anybody elevate their game in the biggest moments. This is why Mahomes is so great. He has 3 Super Bowls in 6 years. And he's been in 5. He's been in 4 of them. That means he's 75% in Super Bowls. 3 out of 4. And he'll probably go back next year for Super Bowl 59. But we can't talk about next season. We'll stick to what happened in this game. Let's break down the film. Pat Mahomes had a rough start. It looks like the Niners defense knew what they wanted to do, and they flustered the Chiefs. Now, on the Niners side of the football, turnover by Christian McCaffrey, which was something that he never does, and it gives the Chiefs the ball. Then, Niners actually go score a touchdown. They kick a field goal. We go to the second half. In the second half, you have a muff punt. When the Chiefs, if the score is 10-6, the Chiefs punt the ball because their offense still has not found a rhythm. And in my opinion, the Niners' mistakes gave the Chiefs a rhythm. This is all it takes for championship caliber football to be united. If anybody watches what happens after the muff punt, touchdown to Marcus Valdes-Scantling, and then from then on, the Chiefs can move the ball with efficiency. It's like they needed something to get them going, and that muff punt got them going. It's nothing else to be said. I think the Niners played good enough football to win, but you can't just be good. You have to be great to beat Mahomes. Because Mahomes is greatness. He's not just a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. And you could argue he's the greatest quarterback of all time. 3 Super Bowls, 3 MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs. Name someone who's done that in 6 seasons. You can't. And this is why Mahomes and the Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions for the first time since the Patriots did it in 03 and 04. The Chiefs, I don't understand how they do it. The personnel wasn't right this year. Travis Kelce had drops left and right. Rasheed Rice, Marcus Valdes-Scantling, Kadarius Toney. The receivers could not catch the ball this season. But guess what happens? We have a superstar quarterback in Pat Mahomes. And then Mahomes, he needed a little help. Let's be honest here. The having that number 2 defense is the reason why the Chiefs were able to win this ball game. They made it so hard for the Niners to go score points. And this is why when a great quarterback doesn't have all the offensive pieces, he needs a great defense. Brady needed it. Peyton Manning in Super Bowl 50. Anybody remember that Super Bowl? It was won by the defense. This is why this is why Von Miller got Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 50. It's because when a great quarterback doesn't have all the pieces or he's unable to uplift the offense, you need a defense, a all-star defense in order to give you the extra boost. And this is why the Chiefs are Super Bowl champions, because of that defense. Mahomes plus a number 2 defense equals championship caliber football. And this is why they're back-to-back Super Bowl champions. So let's talk about the Niners. Let's transition to the Niners, because I got a lot to say about the Niners. The reason why the Niners lost this game, it's okay you had a great quarterback against Pat Mahomes on the other side. It's because you made too many mistakes. Well, everybody's going to say, well, the Chiefs threw an interception. They had fumbles in the red zone. That's all well and good. The Chiefs can afford to make mistakes because the Chiefs have a great quarterback on their team that could bail them out, and they had a number 2 defense that could bail them out. The Niners had neither one. The Niners had a top 5 defense, and they had a good quarterback. And it's none of slight against Brock Purdy, but if you watch the tape of the game, if you actually watch the game with your own eyes, you will see there was multiple times Brock Purdy did not understand what the defense was about to throw at them. And this is why having a experienced, great quarterback plays to your favor. And I heard there's this narrative out there that Kyle Shanahan has gotten the most out of this team. The reason why Kyle Shanahan, and let's be honest here, the reason why Kyle Shanahan has not won a Super Bowl as a head coach is because of the quarterback play. Aside Matt Ryan, who was his best quarterback he's ever coached, he has not had a great quarterback. It's easy to win Super Bowls when you have greatness at the QB position, as Andy Reid. Andy Reid with Alex Smith was nothing. I mean nothing. They were a wild card round, divisional round playoff team, and they'll get bumped. He gets Mahomes. Mahomes starts. They're going to championships, and they won 3 Super Bowls. And now you could argue Andy Reid is probably a top 5 greatest head coach of all time because he was able to have a great quarterback. Ask Belichick. Belichick had a good defense. He had good personnel on his teams, but he needed greatness at the quarterback position to elevate everything else. That's the only way it works. So saying that Kyle Shanahan, the Niners need to possibly let go of Kyle Shanahan is ridiculous. So anybody who says that, they don't know football. They don't understand that it's hard to elevate mediocre to being great. And that's what Kyle Shanahan has done throughout his tenure being the Niners head coach. Jimmy G had to elevate him from mediocre to being good. Brock Purdy, he's only in his 2nd season, but he was the last pick in the draft for a reason. There's a reason why he was the last pick in the draft. He's a good quarterback. There's nothing wrong being a good quarterback. But in order to win big-time games in the biggest moment, like the Super Bowl, especially when you're playing a great quarterback, you need another great quarterback to go toe-to-toe with him. The Chiefs, they knew they were winning this ball game, and this is why. If you watch Mahomes in the second half, he read the defense like a book. Andy Reid made the adjustments, and Pat Mahomes made the adjustments. But Pat Mahomes, probably in his back mind, he was thinking, wait, we played the best defensive football already. And that was the Ravens, in which they didn't score in the second half in that ball game. But Mahomes is like, if we could beat the number 1 defense, and our defense is the number 2 defense, and we have the better defense, then we can win this ball game. Let's talk about what happened at the end of the game. Their kicker missed an extra point, which was crucial. Another mistake that the Chiefs benefited off of, because instead of being 17-13, it was 16-13. Chiefs go down and kick a field goal, tie it up 16-16. Niners will go get 19, another field goal. Chiefs will retaliate and get another field goal to go to overtime. Now they're in overtime. The Niners receive the football, and they have a chance. Jawad Jennings, on this play right here, runs an out route. Perfect play. For Chris Jones, the guy they finally paid, got into the backfield and disrupted it, and this is why they don't get the touchdown, and the Chiefs were able to get the ball back, go on a long drive, and Pat Mahomes did what he must do, saw the coverage on this play. He's seen that the DB was looking inside and was going to pick up the inside receiver, wasn't paying attention to McCall Hardman. Easy touchdown, ball game. Pat Mahomes ended up being Super Bowl MVP at the end of this game. The Chiefs, I didn't want them to win because I'm tired. I don't like dynasties, but I have to give the Chiefs credit when it's due. The Chiefs are a dynasty. They have the greatest quarterback. They have the greatest coach. They have the greatest tight end. They had a top 2 defense, and this is why they have an opportunity, because their defense is really young. They have an opportunity to go for a 3-peat in the 2024 season. Kudos to the Kansas City Chiefs for winning Super Bowl 58. What a great season has been. Until next time. Wow, what a good season of football it was. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode and supporting me and giving all the subscribers. We're over 160 subscribers after season 4 of the Football Corner podcast. I can't wait to give you more content and be even better for this channel, for my social media pages on Instagram and TikTok. We'll be doing a lot of content, even though the season is over and the podcast season is over. We will be doing videos, shorts, give you my insights about the draft, the combine, off-season moves, all that. I will keep you up to date with fresh content. Stay tuned. It's coming. But thank you for all my supporters out there for the season 4 of the Football Quarter podcast. Until next time, thanks for watching.